Hello collective and welcome into OAtarot. That is original angel tarot. I'm doing this to remove all of the energy from the last read because goodness gracious, it was heavy. I do actually think that this is going to be kind of a continuation to that read. I was reflecting after I ended the video on the fact that it ended with me saying that a lot of divine feminines are encouraged to essentially mercy kill their divine masculine who failed to ascend alongside them. And that remains to be the case. However, Spirit was bringing to my attention the concept of like twin flame 2.0 or, new soulmates coming in. And then I pulled a couple cards from the Rider-Waite just at random. And we got the Two of Wands and the Empress in reverse. So I think that quite potentially, also rejection at the bottom of the Prism deck. We are going to be doing a love reading for somebody who has previously rejected an Empress, who had the world in their hands at one point, but chose to follow what made sense to them in the earthly realm. What was potentially easier to access, or what was maybe even more of an animalistic inclination, I want to say. So divine feminines, this could be a story relating to somebody who you've dealt with in the past, absolutely. Or for some of you, this could speak to somebody who you don't know and somebody who will be coming into your life in the future. I am going to set the intention of this being a love reading, and we'll just see what Spirit gives me, okay? So I'm going to ring my bell to cleanse the energy. Take a deep breath, shake out your shoulders, do whatever you gotta do. They were bringing up wedding bells. So maybe you are just in that part of your life where you're thinking of settling down, and potentially you at this point are like, you know what? I don't know if that's possible. Maybe the things I wanted have caused me nothing but heartache and brought destruction to my life. So maybe I am closed off despite in my heart still wanting somebody to be close to me and to care for me. I think a lot of you know good and well that Spirit is around you at all times. It is this pointillism sort of effect in the back. And that comforts you. That is that love behind there as well? Yeah, there's love. So that comforts you. And I think a lot of you are stable in the physical realm, but deep down, maybe you wouldn't admit it to other people, but Spirit knows that you still want a partnership. And that's okay. It makes sense that you want to be loved and to love. The divine feminines I'm tapping into are very caring people. And I think they've had that taken advantage of in the past. And that has caused them to shut down to people. So, Spirit, we got a ghost in reverse. Okay, so potentially somebody coming back to life in your life. A Lazarus sort of situation. Retrogrades could be relevant. Spirit, please give us a love reading for my divine feminines and masculines. We've got love out here on the fence. Wow. Okay, they want me to put that up at the top. So, no, that's a bit too high. Here we go. It could go either way. Do we get pain or do we get discomfort? Discomfort most likely comes with acknowledging difficult truths. Perhaps allowing people to comfort us, allowing ourselves to receive versus always being the ones that give. Okay, what else do we need to know in regards to a love reading? Rejection, again. So somebody has said no thank you to your yummy, yummy energy in the past. And this could be somebody that you do still think quite fondly of, and you do still send loving energy to, especially if this is a fallen twin flame. You want to comfort them. perhaps while they're going through certain endings in their life. So as I said, I was reflecting on the fact the last reading ended with me saying that you are going to be removing someone from your life, or spirit will be removing someone from your life. However, the final column on the right-hand side of that reading, go check it out if you haven't seen it, had the King of Water, the Queen of Water, and then the Perception card from the Dreams of Gaia. So there was a line. There were lines to your love, right? It is possible for this to come into actuality, but healing is necessary. In regards to those twin flame 2.0s, I think that for a lot of you that related to that reading, someone who was destined to elevate alongside you firmly chose their karmic path, but this would be somebody who transgressed quite severely against you. Another person who is most likely just kind of cold, seemingly uncaring, and potentially did ghost you, is the one who has a lot of passion for you and is encouraged to be confident. This person, as I had mentioned in that reading, could be suffering from some financial hardships at this moment in time, and maybe they're prioritizing that over coming forward to you. They could also be aware that because you're so intuitive, you'd see right through them if they came forward in a way that made it evident that they were still attached to their past or rejecting the highest timeline. Yeah, so they're kind of like at a yield is what I'm feeling. They're yielding right now. I don't think it's easy for them, but ideation. And I did see that card when I was shuffling up as well. So they've got a plan. They've got a target in mind. And this is, as I mentioned, somebody who they have previously possibly said no thank you to due to lack of balance in their life, due to a equilibrium that you had in mind that they were not on the same page with. Because I'm just focused on how these two halves are not in line with these halves in the circle, right? So the masculine had one view, the feminine had another. And they're trying to surrender. They're trying to channel their highest self, and we will wish them luck with that, absolutely. We wish them success and rainbows and sunshine and all the beautiful things that fairy tales are made of, because it seems as if this person does still care greatly for you. Maybe they at one point denied their feelings, denied their passion, or maybe they thought because they had so much passion for you, it meant that there was no love and it was only carnal. Can we get one more, please? Whoa. Okay, well, death in reverse alongside isolation in reverse. So that certainly gives me Lazarus energy. We'll put those there. And we've got anger in reverse and then frustration upright. So this is an individual who is fighting to come back into connection with you. I think a lot of you aren't really aware of that. And I think Spirit is intentionally keeping that hidden from you because potentially it would cause a hyperfixation on them and that union. And you have other ideas, other manifestations of your love that need to be prioritized right now. This person in the past could have absolutely dealt with some anger issues, as well as envy, as well as spying, possibly. This is somebody who did not see clearly, obviously. And they kept on trying to do something that just wasn't realistic time and time again, right? That square peg in the round hole. Maybe they had a certain type of person that they were always going for, and it never quite worked out, and that made them really upset. And they didn't think to try something new, right? That square within that circle This one works. This one does not. So there's something about that. There were similarities between you and the people that they had tried to be with or were with, or whatever the case may be. Birds of a feather-ish. And that was mentioned in the last reading, where a masculine had their eyes on somebody who did, I wanted to say, replicate the energy or appearance of a divine feminine, but it was a replication. It wasn't authentic. It wasn't original, and it didn't fit them. There could have also been something about this person wanting you to fit into their life, and you said no thank you, because potentially they were surrounded by a bunch of karmics, a bunch of cycles that needed to end. They needed to separate themselves from people who were grave robbers, were ghouls, you know? And therefore you did not want to acquiesce to an individual with a life that you did not want to live. You said, if you like it, I love it, but not for me, thank you. And I just split on abundance. So divine feminines, I suspect that you are coming into that abundance yourself. Perhaps there have been disruptions with that. I also wanted to say distribution, so maybe you're in a distribution sort of profession. Maybe there have been disruptions with that in the past. Crossing wires. Feeling quite puzzled on what you will do next. But the coins are raining down from heaven in a tangible sense, but also in a energetic sense. And I think that Spirit is going to be rewarding you in a number of ways for your perseverance, your determination, and your willingness to reject the things that haven't suited you. Perhaps you've been in a hermit isolation mode because you too had people around you or circumstances that were not for your highest good. And after substantial frustration, I want to say, you finally said, okay, I'm going to stop letting these square pegs try and enter my round hole. Okay, and don't let your mind go anywhere dirty. It is just a euphemism. And if that's the case, pardon me, not a euphemism, just a saying. If that is the case, then I think that those who you've turned your back on are lacking peace. They are feeling as if the divine favor has left their life, and I think they're right, to be honest, because at one point they had it surrounding them, and they were blind to it, and they maybe even took it for granted and took your energy, your ideas, your love, and gave it to people who didn't deserve it. And Spirit doesn't want to bless you in the presence of your haters. Okay, so give me 1 second. Yesterday I got the Good Tarot, and this is going to be one of the only few times I've used it. I've gotten acquainted with it a little bit, but I don't know too much about it, nor have I read a whole lot of the book. We've got the Four of Earth here, so the Four of Pentacles. I love this rendition of it. It gives me that sense of sharing. Sharing is caring. But I'm focused on how the branches coming from her head are dying, like there's leaves on it that have wilted. And I suspect that your giving nature is something that has depleted you in the past. You could have been pouring from an empty cup, and then you had no more love to give. Okay, Spirit, can you give us some messages in regards to the frequency of love for my divine masculines and divine feminines? Please remove any and all external energies that do not belong to us or are not for our highest good. We're gonna block, blind, and break any unlawful remote viewers, psychics, spies, tarot readers, government officials, the exes, family members, friends, artificial intelligences, whomever may be seeking to infringe upon our energetic sovereignty. Because we are energetically sovereign beings, we shall act as such, and we will be treated as such. Ashe. Okay. What are the most important messages for my collective right now? Whoa, that was quick. They're telling me to put it up right, and that was the moon. This card did come out yesterday, and the feeling I was getting from it is healing during the night, because I'm not sure if you can see on the camera, but there's like a little net of stars being cast down to the earth by this angelic divine being that is a feminine energy specifically, as would be indicated by the moon. So I think that you are working very closely with your higher self in the astral realm in collaboration with the divine, especially with the moon. And you are pulling blessings down from the ethers for yourself. As I said, you've got abundance coming in, but that net is protecting you from the people who want to steal your treasure. And they also wanted me to say, plunder your booty, okay? Okay, I'm going to make a quick note on that. I wasn't going to say anything, but Spirit's asking me to. For divine feminines who have dealt with people that they suspect to have been involved in cults, specifically the Masons and other Kabbalists, whatever, if you have had a experience or a history of sexual trauma in relation to backdoor activities and damage incurred in that area, please look into strengthening your root chakra and also researching the Key of Solomon. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Okay, Spirit. What do my divine feminines, divine masculines need to know? They're also saying now that that may be relevant for some masculines too, who might be involved in same-sex relationships, or who have had sexual assault happen to them in their past, even if it was a very long time ago. Okay. The world, oh my goodness gracious, and the Ace of Earth, the Ace of Pentacles. I don't know why I was feeling so sing-songy all of a sudden. It went from kind of heavy energy all up to heaven on earth real quick. And then we've got, wow, okay, that's wonderful. I love how that worked. Who's at the bottom of the deck? Two of Water in reverse, and I just split on Lover, or Love, pardon me, in reverse. So we've got two celestial bodies here. We got a feminine energy, and then we've got the earth realm, right? The world. I consider that a celestial energy, personally, because we are in the sky, right? But we're bringing the sky down to earth, heaven on earth, similar energy to that star net that I was talking about. Sky net could be relevant in some way. Some of you could relate to the concept of integrating an oversoul. I am seeing an elevation of the frequency of Gaia, the frequency of our planetary system, and an elevation and ascension of the divine feminines. And the masculines aren't on the board right now. So like I said, that could absolutely just indicate that you've got some important things to handle before you're able to achieve a union with someone, whether that's someone from your past or someone coming in the future. We've got the Temptation card here in reverse, and this particular card did come out yesterday. And the feeling I got from it is somebody who got what they wanted, but they still weren't satisfied. So that could indicate you having previously had some sort of connection with somebody. Though if you did, I do suspect it operated in that devilish energy. So that could be codependency, or that could just be an over-identification with sex and carnal needs or indulgences of sorts. But more so, the energy that I'm getting is that if you were to get what you wanted right now, aka this masculine, you wouldn't be happy with it, because we've got the Seven of Fire here in reverse, the Seven of Wands, which does speak to defensiveness. And they're highlighting how that unicorn, that beautiful mystical being, is up on a mountain all by themselves. And that could be seen in a positive or in a negative light. But how I'm personally seeing it at this moment is reminiscent of the last read and how I had said that some of you feminines are dealing with a masculine who does not see themselves as your equal. They see themselves as above you. This is somebody who could have been raised under very patriarchal colonial standards and inherently sees the masculine expression as the right way, the only way. They could have wanted you to submit to them, to cook, clean, do the dishes, provide intimacy and comfort for them, while they didn't exactly bring value to your life. They're wanting me to say that specifically, so I get a sense of a very like unrequited love here. You still, I see with these stars falling downwards, are sending this person love, and you are encouraged to do so. Send them healing, because I see that as a way of essentially like washing the cycle, like cleansing their world of the devil energy and potentially showing them how powerful the frequency of love is and how it is okay for them to move on from the things that they've known and the defensiveness, if you will, they've had up to you as well as others in the past. And they're also wanting me to say the defensiveness they've shown themselves. So you're operating in the frequency of water. They are in fire. So this is someone, as I said, who could be very prone to pride. They could have certain accolades, achievements, or associations that they think put them above you in the earth realm, and maybe even also the ethers. We've got an 18, so a 9. We've got a world with a 21 breaking down to a 3. And then a 6. So divine feminines, you are very close to completing that cycle. And when you complete that cycle, there will be collaboration. Someone might appear from the woods as if by miracle in due time. They want me to say in due time. We've got a 6 and we've got a 7. So I get the sense that you're going to be seeing no progress for a while. And then all of a sudden it's like night and day. Something is going to shift. And we've got 7 here. We've got 7 there. So 7/7 could be relevant. You could be born in the 7th month, 7th day. You could have known someone for 7 years, 7 weeks. Or this could be maybe even 1 week. Maybe 1 week of you saying, you know what, I have to focus on myself. This person is going to have a major heart chakra opening, and they're going to realize that the things that they saw as treasures previously are what contributed to them falling from grace. They're highlighting how this depiction of the unicorn is surrounded in a black background, and I personally am imagining this at being a very tall mountain, somewhere where it's cold and very isolated. But the energy off of this Ace of Earth is very different. Yes, they're also on a rock of sorts, but this gives me the energy of coming out of a dark forest, perhaps, or just coming out of a forest, point blank. And they have that light surrounding their head. They become enlightened, illuminated. And traditionally, the emperor is the one who drives the chariot, but this depiction is the feminine energy, the matriarch. And I think for a lot of you, that also is part of what caused this individual to have some discrepancies with you, their view on you, perhaps even other people's view on you, because you were and are a divine emanation of the feminine expression of the goddess on the earth realm. And men are socialized to believe that they are the head of the household. It's the man of the house who leads. When men lead the world, we see what happens, right? Women are supposed to be those who are leaders. We've been erased from history for a reason. And when we say God is a woman, we're not being facetious. It's quite literal. And perhaps your ability to balance your masculine and your feminine, your dark and your light, and do so effortlessly on the earth realm caused some jealousy. They're highlighting both jealousy of your balance, but also they are made insecure by how others view you in a positive light. So this is an individual who has potentially allowed their pride and ego to devalue you in their eyes. But when other people do actually see how meaningful you are in your authentic expression, that causes them to be animalistic and then feel territorial. But they didn't see the value in you before, so why are they mad that someone else is seeing value in you, you know? They're saying they think it's like foolishness. Like, how would these people, especially if it's somebody who is very traditionally masculine, they think like, why would my bro, even if it's not literally their bro, but they're like, why would somebody like me, aka a man, ever want to be with somebody who is, I heard self-assured first, but somebody who represents so much confusion to me personally. This person is superimposing their biases over anyone who sees value in you, which is weird. Okay, Spirit, let's get 3 more. How about that? They're also wanting me to say 9 of fire, 9 of wands, the wounded warrior at the bottom of the deck. Another reason this person doesn't see the value in you and how you express yourself, how you operate, how you are soft but also strong, is because they haven't seen it like you. Like, they aren't familiar with your energetic frequency. They've only seen damaging expressions of masculinity and femininity in their life, pardon me. So if they see you expressing in a way that even remotely reminds them of somebody who has hurt them in the past, they automatically attribute that to karma, to you being karmic, being deceptive, and they put their guards up. They're allowing their past to color their future. We got 1 card. Ooh, okay. On the fence, we got the Empress. There you go. So it's giving me, this card specifically, when I was looking at it yesterday, it makes me think of an Empress who is initiated, actually. Somebody who might appear very of the earth realm, who might like nice things, who might dress very well, who might have beautiful belongings, but they are well acquainted with the mysteries. But also this position that she's holding makes me think of that of a bride. Somebody who's been patiently waiting for someone to come forward with an offer to them and see their value. But because of how monotone this image is, aside from that lotus in her head, it makes me, again, think of the fact that somebody has allowed their karmic past to put a filter over you. Possibly somebody they are supposed to marry, as I said, with those wedding bells that I mentioned at the beginning of the read. We just had low power mode. I hope you heard that. Okay. I'm gonna get 2 more, and then I might end this because I think I'm almost out of space on my phone. But we'll see. Spirit, can we get 2 more cards, please, for the collective? 2 more. There we go. Thank you. Queen of Air. And then the Hierophant in reverse here. So, 3 of water. This is a divine feminine energy who has her boundaries up. Who is kind, yes, because she has water energy, highlighted by that moon. But she also knows how to use her intellect. She's not going to take any shit. And there's something about that owl really standing out. Perhaps there were things that you learned intuitively, or even through context clues, I want to say, that highlighted some devils in this masculine's life to you. And potentially you spoke on them with your sword. You desired to help them cleanse their world of the toxicity that was plaguing them. And this individual saw that as you stepping beyond your bounds, being out of place. They also could have just straight up said that you were incorrect, you were delusional, or you were trying to manipulate them. This person could have absolutely thought that you participated in some baneful practices, that feather standing out as well, something that you used to write. They could have thought that you were, I don't know, scripting, writing petitions. They could have thought that your communication was dishonest. And maybe that's another reason why. Oh yeah, and the 8 of Air. This energy gives me a sense of bits of clarity coming down to the earth through angelic intervention. And I think that's what's going on with this masculine. And I think that's what you tried to do for them. You tried to bridge that gap between the middle and the lower world for them. But they thought you were trying to do the reverse, if that makes sense. Like they thought you were trying to bring darkness to their life. But you need to name a wound or name a poison before you can heal it. So even if it's uncomfortable to discuss certain things or identify certain devilish aspects of our existence, the discussion of it, the acknowledgement of it, the awareness of it is not the problem. It is the presence of it. And this person might have taken that for granted. Or again, thought you were being dishonest, and therefore they didn't accept your help, or your invitation is specifically what I heard. So now Spirit could have taken it into their hands. Okay, can we get 1 more card out for the collective, please? I just saw the Emperor, and he's upright. That's beautiful. 3 and 4. Yeah, this individual could have absolutely been very prideful, very strong-willed, strong-handed, very reserved with their communication, even though they have a lot to say. Can we get 1 more, please? Queen of Fire in reverse. This is how they viewed you. In the earthly realm, they saw you as someone who was very attractive, who had something they wanted, but you didn't wield it in the way that they wanted you to, or that society thought you should. And this also could potentially speak to karmic individuals in this person's life who tried to paint you in a similar light. They're highlighting the age difference between these 2 women. So even if you are actually the same age as these karmics who may have been around your masculine, they are younger in spirit, as I was saying, the young ones on the earth. And they're all alone in the darkness. Meanwhile, you are in the light in that blue energy, that communication, that honesty. And also in the emotions, right? The water, the ethers. And you've got an owl there, a familiar, quite possibly. And then we've got the 7 of air here in reverse, which is deception, which is sneakiness, which is lying. They're highlighting the geese here, and they're saying like a wild, or I think they're ducks technically, but they're saying wild goose chase. Like whatever perception they had of you, or whatever lies were told to them, it sent them on a wild goose chase when they could have just hopped their butt in the chariot and moved forward with their feminine. And that's a lesson that they're going to need to learn. However, I will pull from the Star Child Oracle and we'll get you an advice card or two to close this out. Spirit, can you please give, oh, I don't know how this flipped. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. I mean, we are coming into winter, right? And I'm hearing some ringing. So perhaps this will be something that comes to fruition in spring or maybe even at the tail end of winter. I know some of you might be like, but it's cuffing season, it's cuddle season. Yeah, but you don't want someone coming to cuddle if they've got an infectious skin disease, right? You're like, deal with that first. Can we get some advice out here for the feminines and the masculines? This one really wants to come out. You've got the love, Herdarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. So perhaps you or this masculine, though I suspect it is more likely the masculine, could struggle with codependency and lack of boundaries. For the feminines, that is just Spirit's suggestion that you can be interdependent with a partner. And that is what will be encouraged whenever you come into union. I think that you have overcome a lot of the lessons that this masculine is currently facing, and therefore, if they're wise, they will accept you being the one who leads them forward on that healing path when they are ready to come forward with an actual tangible offer. Whoa, 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 that is way too many. I am putting all those back. I do apologize. Just had like 5 of them flip out very dramatically. Spirit, can we get one more card out for the collective, please? One more card. Thank you. The Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. So much mention of love here, right? Even if it feels like it's not present in your life, even if it's giving that isolation energy from the Prism deck, it surrounds you. And you cannot rush love, and especially not a union of this caliber. This person, as well as you, they want me to say both of you are receiving a great deal of healing in collaboration with your highest selves, as well as ascended masters and guardians, galactics, whatever you refer to your team as. A lot of you are destined to start a family with this person, and I see 4 individuals here, so that could speak to 4 children, absolutely. And again, with the Ace of Earth here, that could certainly be representative of a child that will be birthed, right? With the Chariot coming into the physical reality. But that is absolutely something that shouldn't be rushed, right? You both need to be healed before birthing an invaluable human, though it doesn't really feel like human. It's like an ancestor, an elevated, ascended star being into the world, because this is going to be something the world has never seen before. They want me to say, in regards to how you interact with each other, how your children are able to, like, straight out of the womb, be so strong, self-assured. They might have knowledge of their past lives and of their mission. Like, as soon as they can talk, they're like, all right, mom and dad, like, this is what we're doing. And you kind of just be like, all right, okay. Well, now instead of the Empress being the one in the chariot, it is going to be our sweet baby. I want to say sweet baby boy, so maybe you will be having a boy, but take it as it fits. Even if you're not having children with somebody, this is speaking to the fact that whatever you two collaborate to create is going to take on a life of its own. And it's still going to be something the world has never seen before. Seas of Mintonka is at the top. Seeing the potential, bringing the unconscious to light. We keep the waters pure for the good of ourselves as well as the whole. Collective, if you enjoyed the reading, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to book me for personal, join me on Patreon, send me an email, or send me a donation. All are appreciated. And that is down below. Love you lots. Stay safe, stay sexy, stay sane, stay psychic, stay sharp, and stay sunny.